don't know how well this is gonna go out. I don't know. Sorry, I'm setting you guys on a tripod. Oh, let's see if this works. Move, kitty, kitty. Ow! Hi, everybody. It's been a while. I haven't done a live in a long time. Anyway, you see me okay? Let's see. Show. Okay, we're gonna be hearing Mommy Shark and Baby Shark, and I got a new screen protector on my phone, and it makes everything darker, so it's kind of hard to see. But get your finger out of your nose. What? There's your puppy. You want your puppy back? I know. I took your stuffed animals. Here you go. Okay, go. I'll get you some fruit in a minute. Okay. All right, guys. What's going on? I am Hot Mess Ness MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa, and today I'm gonna just do a quick demo because I need to put my makeup on of the Jouer Essential Full Coverage Cream Foundation. I did 2 videos on this. I filmed this when I first got it because I accidentally hit the button when I ordered that was just the foundation. No, yes, just the foundation because I was picking a color and it didn't give me the bundle. And I really wanted to try the brush. So I filmed another one when I got the brush. And I just didn't like the way it turned out. I feel, I'll just jump right into reasonings why. I feel like when you are reviewing things, you could be like, oh, this isn't for me. And you could steer people the wrong way. And I feel like sometimes people just need to understand like your skin type and your personal needs before going into foundations. So many people buy things because their favorite YouTuber or vlogger or whatever likes something, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the product. It's just like, oh, my skin type. So I actually have kind of dry skin, and this foundation is extremely matte. It's not drying, but I need something with a little dew. So I felt like my review was kind of like, it wasn't that great because it just on its own wasn't 100% for me. I like to add things to it. But I thought I would show you guys a demo. A lot of the people I've seen use this product have applied it with a beauty blender, and I feel like it's so wrong. You have to understand your company base to begin with. And there are a lot of companies that will release a product and then they'll release something alongside it just to make more money. Companies like Tarte, etc. You have to know the company. And if the company is willing to do that kind of stuff all the time, then you're like, nah, I don't need the brush. Well, Jouer doesn't just spit out product all the time. If you'll notice, a lot of time goes into the product development. I was hearing about this foundation from Christina's Snapchat for over a year. So they take a lot of time with their product development. And when she said that she felt the brush was necessary, I felt like the brush is necessary because Christina isn't really that kind of, she doesn't come off that way within her product. You know what I'm saying? Olivia says hi. Hi, Olivia. We're going to be demoing the Jouer foundation today because I got to put some makeup on. With this foundation, I really feel like it's important to have a moisturizing type primer. And as you get more into makeup, you realize that sometimes things go hand in hand. I would like to get their salicylic acid one because it helps with breakouts. But if you're using a foundation that has a lot of pigment, you might need a primer with a silicone so you get slip. So this one is anti-aging moisture primer because this is a full matte foundation. I thought this was breaking me out, but it wasn't. I think I just was using too much stuff on my face all at once. So I don't use this primer every day. I use this primer when I'm using this foundation. But you guys are going to kind of be like, what the hell? The, let me take off some jewelry here. The pigment in this stuff is crazy. So I've already used all of my moisturizer, blah, 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 for the day. And let that set in. And I use this primer first, and then I go in with just a little bit of the Urban Decay to fill in anything that might need to be filled in. You know what I'm saying? So this foundation is $38, and it's not even a whole ounce. So a lot of people were like, what the heck? Why is it so expensive? But when you see the pigment in it, you don't need very much product. So it says shake well. I like to mix fawn and sand, and I would be a MAC NC15, NC20 for reference. But literally, it is like barely a little drop, and you get so much. So a full pump will cover your entire face, but because I'm mixing 2 shades, I do like a half a pump of each. And then, because it dries super quick, I'll do one, excuse the side of my face. Baby was up at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, and I fell asleep like this, and it's still not gone. So I will put little droplets of this, and do one side at a time, because it does dry really fast. And this is literally like putting, I don't want to say water, but it's such a thin mix, it's kind of crazy. See, like, you'll see. And then I pick up what's left with the brush, and then like, I could probably do my whole face with this. And then I work quickly. I just move the product around. See, yeah, I could have done my whole face with this. And it's almost kind of scary, because it's like, whoa, hello, insert mask. But I feel like the brush is actually the best option for this foundation. And I don't really feel like you buff it in. I feel like you more like you smooth it on. This is like a face cover. And when I watched, whose video did I watch? And I was like, no, use the brush. Because they went in with like a pump and a half, and they used the beauty blender, and I was like, you crazy. So I don't quite have the coverage that I want yet, but I feel like the key with this one is you do your couple little drops, you add what you want, you use your brush, and then you finish with the beauty blender. But you see how it's like, my face is a new color. So I'm gonna add a little bit more to the spots that I want, and then we'll beauty blend it out. So you see, like, this foundation will last forever. The brush, Olivia is asking what brush is it, and it's a brush that comes with the bundle. It's the Jouer brush, and you can buy one foundation for $38, or you can buy the bundle, which at the time came with this bag. It came with the primer, the brush, and the bundle, or the foundation of your choice. And I believe it was $40-something. And you can always use their code. What is it? She has one that always works. It's called CZ Jouer, or CZ15 off. I'll make sure during playback I leave it, but that code always works. And you know what? I like Jouer's products, but their lip cream formula, it's a little too, I don't want to say even drying, but it just sets in my fine lines. And you know, if I had lip fillers, I'd probably love it, but it is not my favorite formula. My favorite formula is Jeffree Star, but right now I have such dry lips that even that is not, yeah, I'm just not doing the liquid lipstick thing. But I love Jouer's highlighters. Those are my favorite product from them. And I love their lip toppers. But look at, I like don't even have lips anymore. So now it's, you could be like, okay, that's too much, but you can shear this down. My other issue with this foundation is you have to pick the right concealer to go on top of it, because I feel like, not that it breaks down, but this doesn't play well with all products. So I'm kind of trying to find another concealer besides Shape Tape. yeah, I'm a little irritated about what they've done, but it's also how they went up in their price point. I think that's shitty. Just because people like your product, you shouldn't raise the price. So then what I do is I'll take my beauty blender to shear everything out, so that way I have more of an even coverage. And then if I have any spots that are like, oh yeah, that's peeping through here or there, then I'll add a little bit of it. You can't have the beauty blender. The baby is obsessed with beauty blenders. Obsessed. You can't have that brush. So for me, I don't have to set this with a powder. If you're oily, you could, if you wanted to. This is one of those foundations that I can put on and just go. But because it does make me one color, you definitely need to bronze. You definitely need, you know, contour, all of those things, or I'll just be like, whoa. But this is a blank canvas to work with. And I think that's pretty cool. But when I watch people do reviews on this stuff, I'm like, hey, if you're sent all the PR, use all the product, do a little research. And I learned all this stuff just from watching Christina's Snapchats. And she answers all her questions. So I'm like, if I can get a hold of Christina, can't some of these big YouTubers do it? So see, I have like one even, it's just even. It's one shade. Now I look pretty light. I probably should go in more with the darker, but then that's where I would just be like, no, I'm gonna bronze. You know what I mean? Getting that on my lips was not a good thing. We need to put on some moisturizer. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys how I use the Jouer foundation, because when I was watching the videos of other people, I'm like, you guys are selling the product by saying, wow, it's so full coverage. But if you got this at home and you put this on your face, you might be like, what the hell? That's so much, you know? And other products, like I said, layer okay with them. You just have to be selective with what you layer. Like, use a foundation that you know, or a concealer that you know isn't going to move on you. At least I find that's what works for me. And this is not a foundation that I'm going to put on. What? You want an apple? Okay, let me blend out my stuff. You want some? There you go. Let's contour that nose. You want to show everybody your nose contour? Nose contour! Sorry. She wants a cutie. Of course, she didn't want anything up until the moment that I decided that I was going to start filming. So with this foundation, I like to use the Shape Tape. But that's, you know, if I can find something that stays like this does as a replacement, I'm all about that. No, thank you. You just took my blender and I need it. Can I give you a brush instead? Good job. Here, buff your face with a brush. There you go. So a lot of things layer on top. If you have super oily skin, I think you would love this foundation. If you have super dry skin, if you use the right primer with it, I think it's nice. You know, just thought I would fill you guys in. I do like it. Olivia said, so good. And I'm like, it is, because it's not like super cake face, you know? Like, one of my favorite looks in the world is like the MAC girl look. I love how they have like one tone face and then everything else is layered on. It just doesn't work for everybody. Oh, she's so cute. Olivia says she's so cute. That's what she meant. She is so cute. It's really funny. I have so many people that are like, oh, your son is so adorable. I don't even correct them anymore. Eventually she'll grow some hair. I was bald too with a big head, and now I have horsehair. I mean, literally so much hair. What did you just drop, Chicky Mom? So anyway, guys, I know that was, hi, Mark, how are you, baby? We're just talking about a foundation, because I did not want to do a whole review on this, because usually when I put on this foundation, I end up adding, I never just use one. When people talk about their ride or die holy grail foundation, I'm like, yeah, I mix like 15. I will use some of this. I will use some of something else. Hi, Georgia. Georgia just said hi, everybody. Oh, you guys can read. Well, I was thinking for playback. If somebody else watches this later on, they'll be like, what are you talking about? So, Georgia, I just applied the Jouer Full Coverage Foundation. And I decided not to do a full video on this because I was trying to explain how when you're using certain products, if it doesn't look perfection on you, then it comes off like it's a bad product. And I don't feel like this is a bad product at all. I just feel like each person would have to use it a certain way. Oh my God, my cat's butt is up in the air. I haven't been able to fix the mama cat yet because, you know, she had her babies and they were still trying to sneak some milk in. So I had to wait. And there's nothing more annoying than this cat's butt in the air. Gemini, Gemini, get off the table. Shh. Gemini, come here, kitty kitty. The noises that they make is insane. It just drives me crazy. So anyway, my whole point is I think this is a fantastic foundation, but there's something about foundation reviews lately that have been really bothering me. No, that's not for you. And it comes down to really explaining to the consumer your skin type. I mean, you kind of have to beat it with a dead horse. If we don't have similar skin types, then your foundation review means nothing. Besides that, if something's just terrible. It's a candle. We should blend your nose contour. It's a little crazy. Here we go. There you go. Oh yeah, look at that tiny little nose. You got daddy's nose anyway, you're good. So, I was going through and talking about how hi Anne, when I got the Jouer foundation, I liked it, but I felt like I still had to mix it with other things because I can't do a complete matte face and not feel a little funky. Stop touching things. Girlfriend. Oh, you can have that. So anyway, guys, I'm going to cut this a little bit short. I'm not going to finish a full face or anything. But after I finish my full face, I'm going to be filming today because I've had a lot of requests on how similar all of these are. So yesterday I pulled all these out and I have discovered that I have a way if I work on one day, it takes me a day to recover, and then it takes me a day where I don't want to do anything besides my real life stuff. That's, you know, what happens when you work 9 o'clock at night to 5 in the morning, and then you got to be up all day with kids. I'm like, I'm going to film. I'm tired. I'm up anyway. But you guys don't want to see me all. It's no fun. No bueno. So I have so many comments when I do any videos on my Juvia's Place, and people want to know how similar the shades are, because when you look at swatches, you're like, Kate, yes, it's a pink heart, and you got it dirty. Now it's a brown heart.
Yellow.
It's not yellow, it's pink. Anywho, back to the palettes. So many people say the same kind of things, and I felt the same way when I was looking at the Juvia's Place palettes. It's like, hey, what the heck? A lot of these are similar. You got this brown and this brown. And then you get into some of them and you're like, okay, I've already seen that brown before. Let's open one. Let's open one. Oh, that brown, that brown, that brown, that brown. And then you've got the new, you know, Saharan 2, and it's like more brown. But I sat there and I started swatching them, and they all have quite different undertones. So I don't feel like she just plops them all out. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be swatching the like shadows and doing some comparisons. Do you guys think I should add the blushes in too? Because I use the volume 1 as eyeshadows. And that's quite orange. They're thinner though, obviously, because they're blushes. But let me know if I should add these in to the mixes. What's my favorite lipstick color? My favorite lipstick color, like of all time, that I always go back to is MAC Blankety. And it's just that perfect nude for me. It's not too pink. I put on pinky nudes and sometimes I feel like it's just all bad. And then I love, what's my favorite eyeshadow palette? Pamela asked me. That's so hard because I love my singles. And I try to give love to so many things. But I'd have to say, as far as like if I'm going to go in and just grab something, well, lately it's been the Juvia's Place because I love the color. But I can't even think of one right now. Like if they said you have to be on an island and you have to grab one, I'd be like, don't ask me that. That's like, which child do I like best? That's so difficult. Now, if I was going to say make my own palette, oh, I love you. Pamela said you're beautiful. You don't like these. Do you want to try it? Okay. She wants some of my seaweed snacks. She's not going to eat it. She's going to spit it out. Have you tried Ace Butte? Is it Ace Butte or Ace Butte? No, I haven't, but I saw some of the palettes. It's seaweed. It's yummy. It's like a cracker. Try it. It's yum. It's good. Take a bite. They have some palettes that I think are really awesome as far as, I think I've seen them. I haven't used a lot of e.l.f. cosmetics, Pamela. The e.l.f., I started out with a lot of it in my kit. I had a lot of the blushes and stuff, so when I was doing makeup for clients, if I didn't have colors that suited my skin tone, I used a lot of the e.l.f. for deeper skin tones, and I really enjoyed it. But for the most part, I haven't been an e.l.f. person, and I think it's because I spend so much money on stuff that I already have that I'm like, I'm not going to go out and buy a neutral e.l.f. palette. If this was my full-time job, I would do e.l.f. palettes versus, you know, maybe Urban Decay or something like that. But because this is a hobby, even if it's only $10, it's $10 spent on stuff that I wouldn't just love. Can you try out products from Hush? Okay, so I have a story to tell you guys about Hush. I don't know if I'm not supposed to tell it or not. Hush emailed me if I'd like to review some of their products. And I had to fill out an application. And so they let you know what it's about, and you would have to say that it's a Shop Hush haul, and they send you $100 worth of product. So I filled out everything, and I was actually getting pumped up about it. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I have a lot of these palettes, so I can compare them. Well, they denied my application, which is fine, but why'd you send it to me in the first damn place? You know what I mean? Like, you already know I'm a small channel. You had to get my email off of my videos, and then I got denied, which that doesn't steer me either which way. But I already have a lot of those main palettes. Like I have Subculture, I have all of the ABH palettes that they show. So why would I buy unless I was doing a comparison video for you guys? So then I went through and I saw all these videos that said Shop Hush Haul. And I was like, oh, that's the exact tag name that they wanted the people who got the free product. And I'm not saying it's not authentic. My first thing was like, yeah, it's not authentic. But as soon as, okay, Ann, I gotta go get some kids soon too. We'll talk to you later, babe. But as soon as I saw Jen Loves Reviews video on it, then I was like, they can't be bad because I trust Jen. Jen is so real. If you guys don't follow Jen Loves Reviews, bye, Ann. Go check her out. She is the most, like, if you like Stephanie Nicole, you'll love Jen because she breaks down price per gram, blah, blah, blah. I mean, every single thing, and ingredients, and where, if an ingredient might be bothersome, where to find out information on that. She's really, really, really good. And she took some of those Hush app palettes, and she did them versus, you know, the originals. And some of the Hush palettes actually won in her head over the originals. So to me, that would be worth looking into. But I feel like a lot of smaller YouTubers want to be recognized, so they give good reviews when they're sent something, because they want to keep it going. I can absolutely understand that. But anytime I've been approached for PR, like if I don't like this, I'm gonna say so. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, you're so funny. I don't even have my eyebrows on yet. I'm not even completely ready. So I love you guys. I'm going to go put my eyebrows on. I'm probably going to film an eyeshadow look, I think with the Deuce palette. And I have to pick up kids because it's early release day. And then I'm going to film the swatches of all the Juvia's Place like colors. And I will include the blushes. The only one I don't have is the original palette because it was brown. It was brown. And I don't need that. I don't want that. Yeah. And I don't have complete ism issues because I have every other one and I'm okay with that. So yeah, I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. I really enjoyed doing this live. I feel like I should always have purpose with my life, but I started getting real chatty-do. Miss Thing wants a cutie. You want a cutie? Yeah? You want a cutie? And I feel like I look crazy without my eyebrows on and my bronzer and blush, and I didn't grab all that stuff. So, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for coming on and watching the little demo of this stuff. If anybody wants an actual review with real chickens, I will do that. But I wanted to show how I feel this foundation works best. You know, I need more sleep, okay? Okay? Come up here and say bye to everybody. Come up here with your cuteness. Say bye.
Bye.
Mwah. You can't get any better than that. All right, guys. Me and Az are going to go. She's going to get a cutie. We're going to go get Troy and May. And then we'll film. And then we have to get Ryan and Riley. And then we got to put pork roast in the fridge, in the oven. I actually soaked it all night long. And then Mommy has to be at work at 7 o'clock. So I hope you guys are doing awesome. And I love you so much. Thank you for coming in. It was really cool to see people in here and chatting with me. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.